This is Louis Lombardi, and you're watching Growing Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian. Growing Up Italian podcast.
Growing Up Italian.
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 Growing Up Italian podcast.
Growing Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian podcast.
Growing Up Italian.
Woo!
Nice sandwich.
And then we.
Those were the water beetles from North Korea.
What are you watching your pH levels?
No, why?
The fucking essential water.
When I gave it to
Oh, okay.
I feel like, are we rolling?
We're rolling, guys.
I feel like if you give someone a Poland Spring bottle of water, it's like you're dissing them.
It's like you're trying to kill them with the stuff that's in the water bottles these days.
Especially in the store, like when Louie came to the store, but when we started filming, he said, "Get me a water." If I hand him a Poland Spring, it's like you're a peasant.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like, you got to hit with him with the Fiji, the Essential.
Right. I feel like I've been spitting my face when you hand me that water.
Yeah.
And not only that, but all the other ones you mentioned, Fiji, when I was on 24, Edgar, the character, would have it on his desk. And Fiji loved the character. And they were like, have Edgar drink the water and we'll give him cases. So I had this big opponent. I had like 70 cases of Fiji by the end of the season on my back. I didn't know what to do with it. Then I find out, like recently, it's the worst water to drink. It has all these all of the waters. Poland
But if
Spring,
they're paying, it's not that
yeah,
bad.
I know. I don't mind dying if I'm like drinking like something I think is free. This is
Wait,
great.
Fiji's really bad for you, though?
All of them.
And that's my favorite one, too.
Plastic bottles. That's
Just
it's plastic bottles. Yeah.
And they're saying most of the waters that you think are, you buy water, it's distilled, mountain, or the spring water, they say is supposed to be great. But they're saying that since like Coca-Cola owns most of these, Dasani and all that, they're purified water.
Dasani's toilet water.
It's purified
It's
water.
the worst one.
Dasani's
But
disgusting.
I'm living life recklessly today.
You're living on the edge.
Oh, cheers, huh?
I know. Thank God I got this. I feel like Sabino cares about my health.
Well, look, he's a veteran though. Look, he's got the filtered water in a nice
That's
cup.
vodka.
Yeah.
That's what Dean Martin did on Johnny Carson. Yeah, I'm drinking water. He just something. Johnny Carson grabs the cup and goes, holy shit.
Well, let's be real here. Was Frank Sinatra really the best Italian American singer?
I mean, I like Dean Martin.
That's what I'm saying.
Dean Martin was more like,
But Frank was the handsome, the stud,
yeah,
blue
plus
eyes.
the image of who he was.
Frankie Blue Eyes.
Added to the allure of who he was, correct?
Yeah.
Mob guy, Kennedy's, this. Well, Dean Martin just flowed through his life. And he was actually, I was just saying this to someone the other day, I didn't realize how much Sinatra respected Dean Martin. That was like almost like his idol guy.
Yeah.
You watch them all together, you could see Dean Martin was his
Who's the original?
The original.
Dean Martin, like who's releasing music first?
I don't even know. But Dean Martin was extremely smart. He owned NBC. He had like Bob Hope. They all started all that stuff in Toluca Lake. There's all the studios, NBC, and they all owned a piece of it. And their guy Bing Crosby, right? Bing Crosby, he owned Minute Maid Juices, and all up north in California, Oxnard, all the orange groves, they owned those, and that's how Minute Maid orange juice started. Yeah. I was big.
We got when Rocco's really interested on it, he goes,
This is
all right, we're moving on. Bring in the gangster.
I asked about Italian American singers.
Podcast is over.
And our last pod, he did that. Like I wanted to count, but it was 168 times.
That's what I'm really interested in a conversation.
This guy's
We went
funny.
from Dean Martin to Tropicana over here.
No, but that's their crew. He was asking like the original Rat Pack guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think Dean Martin's the first guy. I would say Sinatra kind of pals around with him. If you watch all the videos, who brought Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin together on the telethon? Remember Sinatra brought them out to patch their beef up after all those years?
Yeah, I was there for it, so I remember it well. I remember like it was yesterday. But here we are.
Louie.
Stop the Jeep. Listen, we never did the podcast in person.
No, we
Last
did it.
time
We
was
did
a
a this is 5 years ago, maybe?
Yeah.
We did the Zoom.
Yeah, bro. $2,000 you charged us. I'll never
Yeah,
forget it.
I know. I'm 1,000 short, so I'm here to collect. I brought Joe Mad Dog in the corner. You get out of line, you're going to get the slap, slap, slap.
This guy is the most intimidating guy I've ever seen.
Notice he leaned up when you said something? He thought you were coming at me. You moved the mic, he got up.
Phenomenal
There's
actor.
nothing about like a nice, like, one of those how you doing looking guys that just has like the light tint shades on.
Yeah,
like
the
that's how you
light
know what I
tint.
mean business.
Joe, you know how to speak Italian, right? Just say one word to him.
Look at this.
So we know, because if they try to do that, to talk Italian against me, they don't know I got my translator.
Like you said,
What kind of sunglasses are those?
I thought they were antelope.
They're prescription.
He used to be a
Those are
rapper.
nice.
Yeah. Anyway, you
Nice.
get up, you move the mic again. My boy's getting up. We call him Mad Dog.
Were you in Gravesend by any chance? No. The show should have been about you. Right? Lou, you would agree, no? Yeah. He looks like he gives off main character energy.
Yeah. He's a great actor, too, I will say.
Yeah.
Wow, we took one take
yeah.
for everything. All the skits we did so far, one take. And that's a high fly ball. That one's out of here.
So Juan Soto and right.
Like Bob Uecker.
Lou, tell us a little bit about your upbringing.
Oh, man.
Where'd you grow up?
I was brought up in the Bronx country club.
Were you for real? Because a lot of people say they are, and then they're like from New Rochelle.
No, I was
shit.
in a place called the Bronx in New Jersey. It's a place all the way out in the suburbs. Bronx, Jersey.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm taking shots at Vinny Pastore. Because Vinny Pastore.
I saw him muscling you at Mike's.
Well, that's
he told you got a problem?
Yeah.
You're like, no, I got no beef, Vinny. You got stood up by the 80-year-old.
No, Vinny, as a matter of fact, we do have a problem. How about that?
Well, the funny part is, Joe, he's all right. He's only kidding. You know, I know Vinny since I'm 13.
Oh, wow.
But he's like,
You
what, 20
saw-
years older than you?
Something like that, yeah.
right.
It's like 20 years old. But he used to own a bar. And we used
Yeah,
to
he
go
was
up there
telling
with
us.
some, he was telling you guys. Is that how I knew him?
No, he was saying that he owned the bar.
I'll show
before
you
he
the
was
video. We talked about it on Soprano. It's like a minute of him talking about how I know him on the Talking Sopranos podcast. Yeah, I know him a long time. Vinny, I know since I'm a kid, you know, in the Bronx.
So what part of the Bronx are you from?
Country Club, Frogs Neck.
Doesn't sound very
Oh,
Bronx.
Throgs Neck, yeah. Is that right over the bridge?
Yeah, and a couple of the Yankees lived in our neighborhood in Country Club. It's right on the water. Yeah, because it's right next to the stadium. It's like 20 minutes, right, Joe? Yeah.
Now they all live in New Jersey.
Now
No?
they live in Jersey.
They don't want to live in the
Tommy
Bronx.
Cutlets, they all live in Jersey.
Yeah.
Well,
We get more space.
Are you guys Giants fans? Football?
He's a Giant fan.
That's what makes no sense to me. We're a New York team, but we play in Jersey. It always will bother me.
That home management needs to be fired.
Yeah, it's
tomorrow.
terrible.
Tomorrow, like now, they need to fire.
They need you in charge, honestly.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Common sense needs to be in charge of that team. How do you get rid of how do you pay a guy $40 million who's never performed until the last 6 months of his contract because he was finally healthy with the key part of your team, Saquon Barkley?
Yeah.
Okay, they had a great 6 months. They would have ended it out. That kid Tommy should
Daniel Jones
should have said, "I'll take 30, give Saquon 12. There's the whole budget. Bring in some players in the draft, some defense, a cornerback, safeties, not score on us. Get a tackle or a guard to protect." I think this is going to be crazy. I love Scatterbo. I think he's going to be a great addition to the team.
I can't wait till Italians like, come on, Scatterbo! Come on!
Exactly.
First down, Scatterbo!
He's a dog. He's good.
And then I think Shador Sanders should have went to there because he would have had two good mentors. Jameis Winston is actually going to be an uplifting spirit on that team.
You know what
Not
they
a
say,
Debbie
when you have
Downer.
two quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks.
We got 4
Where'd
now.
When
hear
you
that
have two quarterbacks,
I felt like
you
I'm
have
with
no
Yoda.
quarterbacks.
I was like, whoa, I had to think about that.
That's what they say.
But they should have, I think.
Who's the
true.
Giants starting quarterback? Russell Wilson?
No,
It probably will be. Yeah, it probably
It's
will
probably going to be on prestige name, but Jameis Winston is the life of the party. People love him. He's actually just as good a quarterback as Russell Wilson. Shador Sanders would have had an amazing support team. Those two guys mentoring him in the league as veterans.
Yeah, but you know that never works like that.
Yeah.
But that would have, because they were tight with Dion. They kind of like all in that, friend group of Dion. So they would have took him in and nurtured him as a quarterback a year or two. But he didn't want to back up anyone. He said, no, I'm not backing up. That would have been the best situation for you. Learn the system, learn the NFL, develop with two veterans, get rid of one in the future. You're the second string, maybe the first if Jameis backs you up.
Yeah.
And then you have this great camaraderie on the team because Jameis is a ball buster. The NFL players love. I know I'm friends with most of them. I'm friends with like Willie McGinnis, Brian Balding. I go to the NFL Network all the time. I hang out with these dudes like this. We talk football. I mean, I love football. I played for 10 years in Harlem when I was 13 to like 20.
What position you play?
I played offensive guard.
Yeah?
I was really great in football. I never went to school. We were playing this Bud Light League in Jefferson Park, right across from Rails. So I used to hang out in Harlem when I was 13 playing in this Bud Light League. All semi-pro, ex-pro
Lou,
players.
what do you think of Rayos? You think it's justified?
Rayos is a great place. It isn't almost, it's like everything. It's like food in general is the camaraderie of the dinner table. I don't care if we're eating a slice of pizza or filet mignon, it's this. If I'm eating a pizza now or if we're eating a steak, does it matter? No, we're laughing. That's the Italian culture. That's what my truck is about. My pizza truck with my daughter, Ava Luz, is about bringing families back to the dinner table. Put your phone down. Me and my daughter never do that when we eat. Teach your kids to cook.
That's
Give
in
them a skill.
in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah. But
love that.
kids
I love
don't-
that.
People, yeah, and that's the whole mental of my truck. My daughter owns it with me. It's Ava Lou. She's Ava, I'm Lou. We've been cooking together since she's born. I'm brought up by all women in the Bronx. All the guys were either dead or in jail. So I learned how to cook from 3 women. If I didn't become an actor, I would have owned 100 restaurants because that's my passion.
Right.
Years later, all that stuff that you thought might have went down the waste, my acting career has flourished, thank God. But now my food business, what I wanted to do my whole life, is going to come back.
How's
With my daughter.
how's the food truck business? Do you
Great.
like it?
We're doing events, 10,000 people.
Yeah.
We're
You're
doing
just doing like
concerts,
big
Jason
stuff.
Aldean concerts, all the year. We're doing massive concerts. We get booked.
Good.
And then we show up. I'm making like sometimes 100, 200, 300 pizzas a night. I make every one.
You make them?
Yeah, I smell like a pepperoni.
They
My
taste
daughter-
better?
What?
They taste better when you make them?
Way better. But my daughter's the one who takes the money, does the business, does the...
need that.
She don't
Thank
need
God.
tea.
Thank God.
Sabino, no way. But guys, like, I got to go to the bathroom. I go, okay, pizzas are done for 10 minutes. I stand there. She comes back. She's right back to the register. Hires the employee. She's 18. She's been doing it for a year and a half.
Good.
Knows how to do all the help managers, help permits, and all of that. Gets her licenses for everything.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good.
So
Good for
I'm
her.
teaching her
You did a
business.
good job. You did a good job with her.
I was coming on your kids. You're a good dad. I love
Yeah.
watching you play with the kids and seeing
Rock,
the kids.
we're all good dads here.
Yeah, I love that. There's nothing more important than family. And the whole business model is, again, that's on my thing, my banner. Let's bring families back to the dinner table. Let's
I think
teach our kids
Rocco.
cook, you
were-
know?
Did you wait? Who mentioned it yesterday? Where we said, no, it was yesterday, but Rocco wasn't there yesterday. Someone said that now dads are more involved in their kids. Like,
Oh, I said that the other day.
I'm more involved in my kids' life than my dad. Like, my dad didn't never see
Yeah.
CYO games and stuff.
He's working, busy
Yeah,
building
yeah.
this. Well, now you are today. So
Yeah.
that paid off because now you guys are together all the time.
Yeah. Right.
So it wasn't like he didn't want to show up. This guy's building a business that now you are, luckily, generating your next incomes, whether it's the deli or this, So all that hard work that he did, you know what I call it? Breaking the cycle.
Yes.
Most families, I'm writing, my book is going to be done in about 6 months.
Amazing.
It's called Breaking the Cycle. And it's about if you grow up with a family of alcoholics, and if you could stop being an alcoholic and show your kid a different life than you had, that's breaking the cycle. Most people use it as a crutch. My parents did this, my thing. I've had the toughest life. My father was killed when I was 3. My grandfather got sentenced to 60 years in prison. I'm brought up by old women walking around the streets. I didn't go to school. I went to 5th grade.
Wow.
I learned how to act by doing, at 12 years old, doing NYU films, acting for free, then doing NYU films, learning how to act. I did like 10 years of that.
What was your first big gig? Like what?
Mike Starr is a good buddy of mine. Mike Starr introduced me when I was 18. You know who Mike Starr is? Remember Goodfellas? I'm the night commandant. The guy who sets up the score in Goodfellas. Mm-hmm. Mike Starr. He was a friend of mine way before I was an actor. I was 18 in the Bronx. And he always looked out for me. And he goes, Louie, go down and meet these people for a commercial. I went down. It was a Burger King commercial. I was 18. I auditioned. No union card, nothing. I got the commercial. I made $100,000. I was 18 in the Bronx. I went, I love this business. I still have it. I'll show it to you after this. It's on. It comes up all the time. And that was like my first big paying gig before I left for LA. Then I did all these student films, independent films on Backstage. And I ended up auditioning for this film. It was called Amongst Friends. It was nothing at the time. It was a Long Island gangster movie. The guy became he did Ballers, Entourage, after that, Rob Weiss. And I did this little movie, 2 years to do. Mira Savino cast me. She was a casting person. Her dad was the associate producer. She put up $50,000. She was no one. I auditioned in one of these offices in Manhattan. No one was famous. Auditioned. 2 years later, the movie finally gets made. Right? I all my friends end up getting in trouble. I'm in the Bronx by myself. I go, what do I do? Rob calls and says, hey, our film's going to this festival called Sundance in Utah. He's from Long Island. Everybody, we did this little independent. It was nothing. Sundance picked it up 93. I got my car, drove to LA, picked up Mira and a few other people. We all drove to Sundance. A week later, we're the hit of Sundance. We're the new, we were on the cover of Vogue, 2-page spread from Bruce Weber, who shot the art. It was insane, what happened. Mm-hmm. And I had no union cards still. Growing up in the Bronx, my idol was Oliver Stone. I don't care about Scorsese or Coppola. They make okay, what I consider film, but Oliver was hardcore, gritty, grimy, real shit, And I get to LA, I go to Sundance, we blow up. I'm like, whoa, look at this. Everybody, I got an agent before I even left there. We were like the kings of Sundance. I drive back to LA. I'm like, this is insane. Rob Weiss calls me and goes, yo, dude, I got to go meet Oliver Stone. Would you drive me? Because I was the only one with a car. I was like, is this serious? I get my car, drive him to the meeting. It's a meeting like this. Oliver comes in. He's like, come on, Rob, whatever movie you want to make. He goes, hey, man, who are you? He's messing with me. I go, I'm Louie. He goes, I love you. Come in the room. Go in the room. 10 minutes after that conversation, he's looking at me. He goes, I'm going to put you in my next movie. I had no union card, a kid from the Bronx. Didn't know a soul.
Nice.
And my idol, guy that you go, you're going, I want to be like this one day. And the first person I meet in Hollywood is him.
Amazing.
My first movie was Natural Born Killers.
Oh, Cougis, are you tired of these ads? Listen, I'm sorry. We got to keep the lights on over here. But listen, we got something special for you. We just launched our Patreon. Spend a couple dollars. You don't have to watch these ads no more. B, what else can they do?
Listen, you'll get some behind the scenes of what we do in a day, a little bit before the show, maybe sometimes after the show, and you'll watch the show without the ads. You won't have to hear these ads anymore. You can just watch the whole show without any breaks.
Yeah, you get a full podcast, uncensored, unedited, full cut. What you see is what you get. No more ads. That's the best part. So go out there, support the fellas, and do the right thing, all right?
Yeah, click the link in the description to go on Patreon.
He hired me to play Tommy Lee Jones' God. I ended up getting on the box. All the publicity printers were me. He got my union card on Natural Born Killers, my first real movie. And it was amazing because I was this 25-year-old kid who was a street kid a month ago, got Sundance, blew us up in L.A. at my first movie. And then after Oliver hired me, I ended up getting hired in the same 6 months to year to Bryan Singer, John Landis, Tim Burton, Ivan Reitman. And like I did with my young NYU years of when I would show up to and I went to NYU as an actor to audition, get on sets and learn how to make movies for free. So when actors go, I don't have money, I don't have this, neither did I. You can go out and find a way, but most people are lazy. They want shit handed to them. So I did that, and then when I got found out, I didn't realize Oliver Stone graduated from NYU. Scorsese was his professor in the 70s. So it was kind of like this little thing, and then all these directors hired me, and I always go to sets and I always look around and learn. Even with the cameras, what I ask you, first thing, what are these? Why are they set up? Let me say. I love that. I love learning everything. And I was taught by Hector Elizondo, the biggest DP in the business. Bob Richardson, who did Natural Born Killers and every other, he's an 8-time Oscar-winning cinematographer. I was on set with these guys for months and months, and I would always talk. What do you do this? What is this? And I got an education for 30 years. Even now, I get on. I'm asking, what's this? Yeah. I always want to know. I always want to learn. When you think you know too much, you're done. As an actor, you could do 10 series. The next day, you never work again.
Yeah.
People think,
it's a hot and cold business.
Yeah. Hot and frozen business.
Hot and frozen business.
You know, sometimes people don't work for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years and go, I'm done. And then you get a role and it blows you out of the water and you're back to prosperity.
I know it's very gimmicky to ask this, but how did the Sopranos part come?
Well, okay, it's fun, kind of fun. I have a sip of this water.
Yeah, take a breath. Take a breath.
Expensive water.
It's good water. It's good water too.
It has essentials. So when it's funny because Suicide Kings, I did a movie, right, called Suicide Kings. Suicide Kings starred Christopher Walken. You ever see it? You never saw Suicide Kings?
No.
Everyone was in it. It was like Usual Suspects, but a criminal world. Christopher Walken, Dennis Leary, all those, Jason Galecki, like a great cast, right? We get this movie. I was supposed to be a big role in it. I didn't get it. The director didn't want to use me. My buddy was the writer. I got in this movie. A guy goes, I want to use you. He goes, Louie, we can't get the big role. I'm going to give you one day. There's no lines. Dennis Leary's in the car with you. And you're going, hey, boss. And he's reading his 10-page monologue to you. I go, okay, I'll do it because my buddy was the writer or producer. Get in the car. The director's like being rude to me, you know, like, oh, no, we're not going to show this. So Dennis Leary takes the pages. He goes, I'm not going to say this to the director. Me and this guy are going to improvise. Never met him. One day. I was like, oh, shit, okay, this is cool. Leary was cool as hell. We get in the car, 12 hours driving around the block. We're just improvising. I had one line, yes, boss, when I got there. Before you know it, I'm in 10 scenes of the movie.
Sick.
Massive. They took all the stuff I improvised, and they kept it, and they made it throughout the movie.
What was it? What was the line?
So,
do you remember?
Fish boots. There was we just were going back and forth. See, like we were riffing. Yeah. That's what we did in the set, me and Leary. And turns out they kept every single thing in the movie and put me $500 one day. That is where I'm going, how you got Sopranos. Yeah. So I do this movie. George Ann Walken, who's Christopher Walken's wife, who cast Sopranos. She saw me in this movie and was like, oh my God, did you guys watch an HBO documentary on Sopranos? You see me in there auditioning for Big Pussy? Mm-hmm. She saw me in this movie and she was like, I want you to come in for the pilot we're doing. It's called Sopranos. I went in. I auditioned. They videoed my. They just aired it on
What,
like the
what,
thing.
did, what did you audition for?
Big Pussy.
Oh, you did? Yeah, that's
That's
right.
what I'm
I
saying.
just saw this video. I just saw
that's what I
this.
just
I didn't
said.
see your audition though.
Yeah, I'm in there. So I'm in the thing.
I gotta watch it back.
So I auditioned for the role because she loved me in this movie, Suicide Kings, because Christopher was her husband. She saw it. She goes, I love you. Come in for the show. I went in. I auditioned. And about a month afterwards, I got another show called Fantasy Island, the remake. It was an old show. They remade it with Malcolm McDowell. Barry Sonnenfeld made it, and I was a star of this new Fantasy Island. So I couldn't do it because they didn't offer it to me. But when I auditioned, I had to leave to go to Hawaii to do this other show, and I left for a year.
Wow.
So I moved to Hawaii. So I go to Hawaii. My show gets canceled. It was a big show. I come back to see my mother in the Bronx, and Georgianne goes, "Louie's in town?" Because she saw my show got canceled. And she knew I was back in New York. She goes, "Tell Louie to come up right now." The next day, I went from Hawaii. I was in New York. I went up to meet them. Jimmy's in the room. I knew Jimmy in the 90s. We used to hang out like this, me, Gandolfini.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I knew Vinny since I'm 13. So Jimmy, I knew for years before Sopranos. So I get up there. Jimmy goes, "I'm going to read with you." Takes the pages. He reads with me one scene. He goes, "All right, you're done." It was like 5 scenes, and everyone was nice. I go, "Oh, crap. I crapped this one, right?" I leave. By the time I got downstairs, they called me and said, "You're on Sopranos." So it was an accumulation of like Gandolfini liking me. Chase knew me from like the Hawaii show. Mm-hmm. Georgianne loved me from that. So it was like a little
It's
ball.
about putting in the work.
So how would you say it's a little bit of luck, a little bit of growing up in the Bronx, being so sociable with people, learning what life is about? It's the street life. Yeah. Did that help you at all? Give you any leverage?
That's my whole life. My whole life is my personality. I never went to school. I went to 5th grade. I learned how to read by reading John, because I was always a football guy. I learned how to read by reading John Madden's paperbacks, 1 knee equals 2 feet. And then I knew a lot of street guys, so I would read the books like the Donnie Brasco. I knew a lot of these people, so that would interest me. That's how I learned how to read.
Yeah.
I didn't go to school, and I would always be able to, I was a street person, so I would always be able to walk in a room like this and then make 10 deals before I left.
Yeah, it's great.
It's your personality.
But a lot of people will probably hear this and say, wow, he got lucky. He went.
No, he
just
I'm
got
not
called.
It takes luck, though.
It takes, I would say 80%
opportunity
luck.
is luck.
80% luck, 20% never quit, persistent, punch. You're going to be, like I said, 10 years, you might not get a role.
Right.
I don't quit. I've been doing this. I've been in LA 33 years. I show you headshots now. I'm 12. You'll be like, because people go, Sopranos was your big break? I did 100 movies before Sopranos. Before 2000, from 93 on, I told you I did Not to Bone Kill. John, I did all these movies.
Yeah,
and I did
hustling.
I don't stop. And I always, most of my friends went to prison. Most of my family, most of the people I grew up with are all in jail. My grandfather did like 30 years. And so, I learned as a kid by visiting the prison system that this is not really the life like I want. Like they're all in the prisons, they're all suffering. And at 5, 6, 8, it was fun in Lewisburg Yard and all the others. And as you get older, you're just watching them suffer. And I go to myself, this is not what I really want. And I always found acting from 12, and I forced more and more and more. And if I wouldn't have drove to LA, would I be here? No. If I didn't do that little movie for nothing, so there's a lot of stuff you just gotta do.
You know what? Your character in particular, when I watched The Sopranos, I feel like that's one of the shows. I mean, a lot of mobster movies or shows, you like kind of root for the bad guys. Like you find yourself rooting for the bad guys. But in Sopranos, like we were rooting against the cops. And then I'm like, why is this Italian guy
let me tell
taking
you.
down this guy? Like I was so disappointed in your character. Like, he's
a hero.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let me tell you, that's the running joke. When I go out in society, I get people come up to me and go, "Hey, you effing rat." I go, "Wait a second. I'm the FBI who's arresting a heroin dealer who beats his wife, has cancer, who's killing people with hammers, and I'm the creep?"
Yeah.
I tell people this now. People are like, "Oh, hey, oh."
Yeah,
I go, "Okay,
honestly,
oh."
because one of the big things from the show, and we just had Pastore on the show, and even with him, we told him like they killed his character too quick.
Way too quick.
So like I almost blamed you for it. I was like, what was it for fucking
I wish he would have lived.
to wire him. He had to wire him.
But you only really had scenes with him, right? The whole time?
Yeah, I had the entire first season, one in the second. I mean, the second season, one in the third. But if he lives, I'm on there.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't want him. And I know Vinny. We used to have so much fun. We would go to his house because he lives in City Island. I lived across the way from him. We'd go rehearse. We'd go to his house, sit there, hang out, blah, 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 blah. And then we'd drive to set, run the lines. We'd get out. We'd shoot in 2 takes. So David loved it. And it was chemistry because we knew each other. But we rehearsed the heck out of it because we lived a block away in the Bronx.
That's nice.
You know, so me and him would laugh.
Vinny's an interesting character, no?
Vinny's an amazing
He's a little
character.
mean to us.
He's like
extremely-
total opposite you.
What,
Now, could you get?
Oh, that's my man.
Could you
He's
talk to him
mean.
for us?
Vinny is mean. I love Vinny. But he's
Can you
like,
talk to him for us or not?
no, he don't call me back anymore, Vinny.
Oh, man.
You left me in the dust, bro. I know you're hanging out with the
He made
Brooklyn
us go
crew.
to the Bronx to film with him.
Yeah, I saw it on
Yeah,
the
you
Avenue.
come here. It's like,
Yeah, I love it. You kidding? Yeah, but Vinny's a little temperamental. I love Vinny. He's a little older. You got to
good
give
way
him
to
some
describe
props.
No, he's
you
a
know?
good. No, you know
He's
what?
a good
though?
guy.
What's
He's
funny? What's funny was I got a call from our friend David Greco the other day.
David's a good guy. I'm friends with Marco. I helped Marco cast Bronx Tale in 1992.
Who's Marco?
his brother?
His brother.
Oh,
His
his
brother
brother's-
ran the Italian American Playhouse in Arthur Avenue.
Yeah,
I
I
know
heard of
it-
his brother, but I never met him.
You know how I know Marco? When he would cast in Bronx Tale, I took them around the Bronx. I took him to Lehman. To
I thought you were gonna say you played Marco Polo with him or something.
You know him? You don't know the
No, I
brother?
never
Yeah,
met
so
him.
the brother lived in L.A. too. But the brother was into the theater in Arthur Avenue, and I've been going there since the 91, 90, like that.
But David called me and he goes, "Puss wants a copy of the interview."
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, a copy of the interview? What do you want me to send it like a Dropbox link? Like,
we never bring you a VHS tape.
so I just sent the link. So what I think happened was that people were like stopping him and saying like, "Oh, we saw you on Grown Up Italian," whatever, you know, like, and then he's like, "I didn't see it yet, you know, I didn't see it." So yeah,
He'll come look for you.
yeah, but yeah, we had a great time with him.
Yeah, Vinny's a good
It's actually
guy.
a goal for me this summer to vlog with him in City Island. Like, I want to go to his favorite restaurant.
Yeah, he's the mayor of City Island.
Yeah.
He's been there forever. Vinny's a good guy. I know him since I'm a kid, and the Bronx is full of characters. Look how many cool
Rock,
actors.
have you ever been to City Island?
No.
Explain to Rocco what City Island is and like what it's like.
It's a little tiny island. You cross the Bronx Bridge by the park, and you go, and you're in this little community. You feel like you're in Nantucket in its own little way.
Yeah.
You know all these.
It's like Rockaway in the Bronx.
Yeah, all these seafood places. It's gotten smaller, but as you know where I grew up, see City Island. If you go across the water, there's buildings on the other side of the water. I grew up on the water right there. So we used to have little boats and go back and forth to City Island as kids, just cruising the waters. And that's where we would stay in City Island, and you know, so we lived right there.
Have you ever went swimming at City Island?
Yeah, Orchard Beach.
Yeah, you went in. Do you go in the water though?
This was 1980.
Because people like say you can't go in that
You know
water.
why?
It's the worst water in New
I'm going
York.
to tell you why. Because
Dirty?
no, I'm going to tell you why. The dump is there.
This guy looks like he knows where the beach is.
He got offended with you.
He goes, Orchard Beach. I have no idea what he just said. He just it was Orchard Beach.
Are you sure you weren't in The Irishman? He could have been casted in there for sure.
Wait, so I'm sorry. Pick that up from the top. I'm lost.
What did you say?
The waters. Used to swim in the waters on a
Oh,
surfboard.
but you know why it's so bad?
Why?
And I'm realizing, and this is terrible, but I'm realizing a lot of our friends that were my age are passing away from like cancers and stuff. And what I say, and this is going to sound nuts, they had the dump right next to the beach, and years ago the fellas got caught dumping nuclear stuff and all that all that toxic material.
Don, that's Gomorrah right there.
So I'm just saying. So I believe that's from that, and they try to cover it up and put grass on it now. But I believe the dump kind of released all that toxicity into that
who the
bay,
hell knows?
and you couldn't go anywhere. It only goes out to the Long Island Tunnel. It goes that way, and I believe that is where a lot of the problems started.
Yeah, so don't
Now
go
I'm
swimming
fucking
in City
condo.
Island.
They're finding sharks with tumors on them. Never heard that.
Where are your sources? I'm just curious now.
Like real smart.
Facebook? What we got over here?
No, I
I thought he was going to say marinade vodka. What are
No,
you
when
saying?
I read like a lot of the history, like the stuff about like from
Yeah,
the companies like that. I have to try to help it. I mean, there's stuff they're trying to do, and every piece of fish you eat, it's contaminated. People go mercury.
Yeah.
It's from It's radiated. All the tuna is the worst thing because they get so big and old. They keep sucking in the waters. All the salmon on the Pacific, in the Pacific Northwest, don't eat salmon. But most
I haven't been eating salmon because I just feel like there's always bacteria in it.
It's the worst fish to eat is salmon.
Listen, on that note, let's take a little cheese break.
Yeah. Enough of this fish talk.
Oh, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I saw these things.
Yeah.
The guy sent me cases.
You wanna try one?
Yeah, of course. They're the big cheese.
Oh, they're the best.
Those guys are great. They sent me a box of these. Let me see that before you open it. Hold on.
But not for nothing. When you taste that, you taste the formaggio difference. That's
The
for sure.
formaggio, these guys, I don't know if people could see this right here, but I didn't realize that Sabino and these guys here are growing up in town and working with these guys. They had sent me products.
Have you not watched the podcast of
I
ours
don't
in a
really
year?
watch it. I'm
Come
like,
on,
really?
man.
I go, come on,
If it wasn't for these guys, we
Am I
wouldn't
gonna
be
watch
here right
Vinny Pastore? So anyway, So anyway,
Mandatory.
these guys have a great cheese coat. What's the name of the company?
Formaggio.
Say it.
Formaggio.
Formaggio.
And taste the formaggio difference.
Yes.
Do you taste the formaggio difference? You're about to.
They sent me cases of this. I tasted it for weeks. I ate every bit.
We're going to post this, by the way. Thank you.
These guys are good guys.
We're
How do I open this? You guys got me like I'm in
Sabino's
the
box
back
over
seat of
there.
the car. Open that up for me.
Anybody want one? Want to try it?
A little fromage.
Oh, for the look, see, you make it fun. No, him. He was laughing at me. He called me all kinds of names. I heard him over there.
I was getting out of hand over here.
Say, look, it doesn't work. Let's, we have a thing on the formaggio.
I love seeing LePic under pressure.
All right, there you go, my man. You got it. All right, let me try one of these.
Go formaggio.
Italian cheese the way it's meant to be.
These artisan wraps are stuffed with fresh mozzarella.
Fresh mozzarella the way it's meant to be.
Taste the formaggio difference.
Get it now. Formaggio is available at ShopRite, Key Food, Hannaford, Costco, Walmart, and Sam's Club.
Find formaggio today at your local grocery store or your club store.
Formaggio, it's all about the cheese.
Mangia.
Now back to the show.
Forget about it.
I feel like I got 3 words so far.
You look, I gave you 3 words. Joe!
Listen, on that note, make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Listen to us wherever audios is, Spotify, Apple, that good stuff. Cheese is hidden.
That cheese is great.
Cheese is
Actually, really is.
You know, I got to ask you, being that we're the Grown Up Italian podcast over here, you grew up in the Bronx. Your family comes from where? Your parents.
You know what? Both of my families are from Italy. So it's hard.
Really?
People ask me, yeah, both sides. And then they all came here and they migrated to Harlem. My father's side, my other grandmother,
What street was it? You remember?
Oh, 114, 112.
I love that about your generation. Hun.
Hun 14.
What happened to the Drid?
There is none.
147.
145th. Oh.
Oh.
But no, so I grew up basically, like, that's where my father's family was from, my mother, but they all came from Italy on all different sides. So it was all of my family. People ask me, I go, I don't know.
Louie, let me ask you this. Anybody ever say you look Irish?
Everyone. I did a show.
You have like the red hair.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is I did my first show was a show called Easy Streets with Paul Haggis. You guys don't know that, but on that show there was, you know who Paul Haggis is? He won an Oscar for writing Crash.
Yeah.
He did a show in 1996. No. I want the That's when I know to move on. When he does that, Sabino, when he goes like this.
Yo, you know what Rocco's means? It means this.
Yeah, no. I got this now. When he goes, You got me knowing him. I go, okay, so anyway, Sabino,
it just took one time. Bam! It's
Oh,
true.
oh.
It's true.
all right, I need an ambulance.
It's
You got
true.
insurance here? I get paid in mozzarella.
You got him nervous. He's like, fuck, I got caught.
Mic check.
At all.
That's me and Joe. That's me and Joe at, I don't know, 10, 11.
Jesus Christ.
Is it good pick? Yeah. All right.
That's us. That's 15, me and Joe.
Fucking Irish.
Nice. Wait, who's the good looking
Are
one?
you going to add me on Facebook or no? I'm going to look up myself right now.
No, you know how you,
Well, I
you
can't.
know,
Well, that's just screenshots.
this is how you know it's time to go.
Yeah, I know, right?
This means
I'm gonna cut you
Wait,
off
so-
by just
so-
moving the mic every time I want
How
you to
did,
stop.
how did you meet Joe?
Oh, man, I know Joe from the neighborhood since I don't know. 10.
How many bodies you guys got together?
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you say, Sabino?
No Noricinian.
Bravo, Jose.
And
bravo.
Don. How do you know Don?
Oh, I know Don's about 20 years. Through my cousin.
Nice. Well, listen, I think at some point we should bring him on.
Another
So,
redhead, my cousin, right.
Well, he's the same haircut as me now.
No, his cousin.
My
his
cousin.
cousin.
That's how I know Don, from my
Okay.
cousin. I know Don for like 20 years, I think. Yeah.
So you do a little of everything. You love to cook. You're in the food business too. When we spoke the first time, I think you sell your pizzas online too, no? Or you were talking about
No,
doing
we're
it.
talking about, we have the truck and we do like that. We do pop-ups everywhere, and we're going to do a whole frozen
So is that
thing
like your
coming up.
main thing now? Like
I
pumping out
just
pizzas?
love it. I love it. You know what? I mean, it's just so much fun. Hollywood's great. I got a bunch of projects coming up as well in Hollywood, but I find the food business to be so much fun. You know what I'm saying? See up there, everyone's laughing.
I think you're crazy for that.
Oh, I love
Like
it.
think about it. You just said you made, so much money for a roll that one time for the commercial. You're pumping out 300 pizzas, making it's
$30 a pizza. Profit.
for
Wait, how much you charge for a pizza?
$34.
$34.
Ask me how I pay
Pizza
for them.
industry is very profitable.
I have a different
it
business
is,
model.
but bro, he's making them all. He's
He's
working for
no.
that.
No?
I designed these pizzas 5 years ago when they're frozen, right? I use the hydrated, the certain. It took me 2.5 years to do this. Remember, I'm a food guy. The guy kind of get lost. They were all made in New York with New York water at a certain company. They package them, they freeze them. I have a garlic crust in this. So what we do is we have this special oven. To the other pizzerias, this is why we're killing it. This is going to be, I'm doing a franchise of this now. We have investments. I'm going to open them up all on the West Coast. Single, they don't need build outs. They don't need electricity. I have the most minimal
But is it good? Frozen pizza's good.
Insane.
If I check it,
insane. You want
to pass the vibe check?
I don't know. You're a little pretentious. But we've been getting, I mean, we're literally selling out every event. People are coming, after paying $34, they're coming back.
No, that's great.
And this is not me, this is the consumer. So what I did, and you'll notice.
For $34.
9 by 11.
Okay.
But they buy a hat at these festivals, everything's expensive.
Yeah.
The festival promoter makes you do that. So everybody's on the same, you can't cut people's throat at the festival.
You can't sell the water for $1.
Right, right. Everybody's got to be $3. That's the business of the festivals. And these guys, you're making massive amounts of money doing this, but I love it because I'm out there with the people. I like you said, my acting school was my personality. Right. My food school is my personality.
How does one go about booking this food truck? It's in the West Coast, right?
Yeah, it's on the West Coast. Anywhere like in California. We did events in Utah. We did a lot of events all over. You contact us on our site, Ava Lou's Italian Pizza Company on Instagram. They book us, or just from doing these events, people call us and want to do their parties and events. And again, we're lucky where we have a system where we can make 30 pizzas every 6 minutes with one button. So we can do events where there's 10,000 people. Regular pizzas can't. It takes 18 minutes to make a regular pizza.
And you figured this all out?
Yeah. And not only that, but I figured out this new business model. It ain't about the product. It's about the new wave of business. I have no build-outs, $100,000 bills. So you're not spending $500,000 to put a pizzeria up. My margins are astronomical. You have 3 part-time employees. You have a special oven and a special freezer. You don't have no electricity running. So if your pizzeria generates $2,000 a month electricity, mine is $500 a month. Right. My efficiency is so good. I created this whole, you can't get stolen from because they're all accounted for. Minimum menu.
He's got it all figured out.
It's going to be like an In-N-Out style meets Little Caesars where the menu pull up, you're not looking and scratching, there's a million things. I want you to come, focus your core product, whatever's the best, and sell that. So what I do with my business, I'm going to have a pizza, pick your crust, 5 toppings, 3 specialty pizzas, which already incorporates everything that I already have in my business, an Italian desserts, and Italian sodas. That's it, all right on the wall. So when you come in, you go boom, 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 boom. You don't want people lingering looking.
Right.
In-N-Out made billions, but they don't even advertise. And it's the most profitable franchise. Yeah. Simple, roll up, know what you want, and get out. Focus on the core product. And with the truck was great because I got to see what worked with the audience. Chicken bacon ranch, buffalo barbecue, and
you're not getting away with that over here. Chicken bacon ranch, you're gonna
No, but what turned out to be like just testing on the audience, what sells. So now I probably sold 100,000 people last year at these events. And who knows, whatever they come back for, that's the customer.
I'm not going to lie. What's your guilty pleasure pizza? Like a slice that you like, but in Italy they'll look down on you. All right, I'll say it first.
Seems like you got
barbecue chicken.
Really?
Yeah, it's a great slice. I would do a chicken Caesar.
I'm saying, like, if
probably.
you order barbecue chicken and like ask for Italy, they'll kill you. He just said chicken Caesar. Crazy.
For sure.
I love chicken. You don't like chicken Caesar?
No, but in Italy,
it's guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I agree, right.
What about you?
I love barbecue.
You put anise on top of pizza?
The what?
Giannis.
You put Giannis on top of pizza?
Giannis.
You never saw that video, huh?
Come on, guys.
Sorry, we're trying to promote ourselves.
So too often.
Our friend Mario Bosco.
Yeah.
In one of the videos we did, he asked, you put Giannis on, he meant to say Aninas. But he said Giannis, like...
The funniest is when him and Joe riff back and the lady comes on, what's her name?
Eva?
Yeah, she's screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. Those
Nina, maybe.
The lady who just like yells at everyone and yells at, what are you talking about?
She's a nice lady, though.
She's great.
I gotta admit something to you. Never watched Entourage.
What are you gonna do?
Rock, what about you?
TV
Every single season.
Yeah?
Really?
Did you have a big role in there?
I had a decent little role, but I was on 24 at the time. Doug Ellen, who I started with, that was the Amongst Friends days, who was the creator, he kept peppering me in when I wasn't working on 24. 24 was a hard job. It was like different than Sopranos. 24 I was like one of the main guys. So, you're there 16 hours a day, 18 hours a day. Everybody thinks, oh, it's this, it's that. But you know, when you get a job like that, which was one of the best roles I've ever had, Sopranos was great, but 24 was a massively different acting role.
It's a show.
24?
Yeah, I never watched it either.
Who the fuck hired this guy? You don't know what
The best is, you know, I was re-looking at Don's text today. It's like, do you want to send me the movie before Lou comes? I'm like, guy, I still got to watch Entourage, you know? Like,
wow, but 24, we won an Emmy for that. That's
Yeah?
Well, you should tell him about
wait,
25.
So let me finish this. You ready? I know. He's still online for George.
What about 26?
What the fuck this fucking guy? Who the fuck hired him? All right, it's the Me and You show. Growing up with Louie.
Can I be honest with you, Louie? I think where the podcast is now in 2025, I can't like sit down with people I don't know. It's bad. I can't do homework and stuff.
Right, yeah. You know what? That's become the whole lazy mindset of Hollywood, though, and that's why.
And that's why we're here.
No, but YouTube
place.
No, but YouTube has destroyed the networks. It destroyed cable.
Yeah,
It
that
destroyed the
is
streamers.
definitely true.
There's going to be no more of that. In 5 years, it's going to be all YouTube.
It's going to be all fucking TikTok and Growing Up Italian podcast.
Long form, short form. YouTube is already burying all of them.
I'm going to be like you one day. You're going to say you did the podcast with this guy.
What's his name? Some young kid's going to be like, growing up, what? I never heard of that shit. Is that a podcast? And he'd be like, we'll wheel him in, put him here, and he'd be like, here. This is Growing Up Italian episode 7,000,048.
It'll just be my
we'll wheel him in. You don't say anything.
It'll just be my 3D version of me, like doing it.
CGI version.
The ChatGPT of me.
And this is Sabino.
Yeah.
Drooling? How much has he drooled today? You have to wheel him in. You have to change his diaper on camera.
You know, I think about this though. How many episodes are left? I think about that.
We're getting there. Getting there.
We're at 370, guys.
Wow.
370.
Really? Holy cow. So it took me 370 episodes to get here.
I
Man, I'm
just
so
always
important to
say-
Sabino.
I just always say it.
I'm like,
but,
thank you, Lord.
no, but you were on a Zoom.
Me and you did one before anything. Even the skit to start the Jeep was 5 years ago.
That was nice.
But me and him did a podcast during COVID. Me and him on a Zoom. Before this.
He's the only.
When you were a fucking baby.
I know. I was still in the
Rock wasn't
womb.
even born yet. No, you know what's funny?
No, you know what he told me?
Louie's the
He said,
only
"I don't want
Sopranos
Rocco
guy that
on
didn't
there.
try to
Get
shake.
without him."
Lou, I gotta give you credit. You're the only Sopranos guy that didn't try to shake me down.
For what?
Any other Sopranos actor wants to get paid to come on the show.
Really?
I'm like, you guys need me.
How much you pay Vinny?
What are you, nuts?
Vinny told me you paid him. Vinny said the check bounced.
Yeah.
I'm here to collect. Joe
Exactly.
Mad Dog is here to collect.
Oh, he looks like a guy picking up
Big
bamboo.
Joe, no boost today. You know what's funny? We've only paid one guest.
Who?
Ever.
You can't say it. I'll tell you off camera.
I'll tell you off
No
camera.
subtle
Well, you guys can all follow.
Nah.
Oh, we don't want to mention names. You can all donate.
That's literally the only guest, though.
You
It's
guys
crazy.
you can all donate to my OnlyFans. It's
Oh, yeah?
Louie at OnlyFans.com.
What do you
Isn't it
sell?
It's only pans.
No, I'm not having OnlyFans.
Only pans.
What can we
Don't
find?
you cook? Don't you cook in it?
What kind of content do you post?
Just me walking around with no shirt on, cooking pizza.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's a demographic for that.
I wouldn't
no?
pay $1 for that.
I feel like the demographic for that
Pay
is
$1?
all.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I was gonna
I
say.
feel the demographic for that is all large women.
Yeah. I don't mind. I'll sauce myself up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marinara.
Do
Woo!
you like BBWs?
I don't know what that is.
Big busty women.
I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
That is really.
What's your number one search?
You really are.
Number one search
What's your what gets
is how great is Louis Lombardi on YouTube, on Google.
on repeat?
Comes back me smiling every time. My headshot.
Nice. That's my
What
favorite.
nice questions. I literally prepped this whole interview for you. Not one question I could go to.
I know what happened.
I have a question for Lou.
go ahead.
You're usually playing like a strong role, a street guy, a stern man.
Love this guy.
What?
He watches.
A handsome man.
He
This
watches.
is what we pay him for. This is what we pay him for.
He's doing the read. He looked back to see what other movies.
No.
I looked him up.
Give me a role that we may not know about that was a little softer, maybe that you were. Maybe,
Okay. Oh, no, not even. I did the Rocks TV show. I played a pizza guy, but I was mean to the kids there as well. You know what? Edgar Styles, 24. You know, and people don't realize how hard that.
Your character's name was Edgar?
Yeah, and I saved the world the first season. I
You
shut
don't
down
look
all
like
the
an
reactors. I know, and that was the funny thing. But you know how I got that role? Remember that $500 day I did on Suicide Kings? I ended up getting the second season of Sopranos.
Oh, yeah, I
From
remember.
that, then the second, you know how I got 24? I was supposed to do one episode. I did 48. We won an Emmy. They saw me on Sopranos. The guy goes, I love you. I want to give you an episode of 24. I ended up doing 48.
Amazing.
But it all came from the $500 one day of Suicide Kings. You get it?
Everything's like a snowball
That's
effect.
right.
Yeah.
But Edgar Styles, you know, what the tough stuff about that is I had to cry every episode. And they don't realize is it's 8 months to shoot a show. It was one day. 24 is one day. So every single day I had to show up and cry.
Crispy, crunchy, savory, and sweet. Order what you want on Uber Eats.
Listen, guys, from now till the end of the year, December 31st, on the Uber Eats app, you go to Anthony and Son Panini shop, and you get a nice $25 off.
When you use the code Panini.
You gotta use the code Panini.
Terms apply. See app for details.
For 8 months. So I'd be in my house rehearsing, crying. After a while, I was like, holy cow, you know.
I gotta ask you now.
You should start a podcast.
I am. We are.
How to cry?
Let's go F around and find out.
Can you
That's another
cry?
one.
Can you cry right now?
Yeah, I can cry.
You
I just
can?
think about not getting paid by coming here. This fucking guy, fucking. I heard he's paying everyone. Vinny told me, Chaz told me, Mario gets paid, Big Joe gets paid. I get fucking a bottle of essential water.
You get stew.
And a piece of Formaggio cheese. Send me a case, Formaggio. I got nothing.
That's priceless, though.
Right, yeah, I'm crying.
Don't you like hanging out with me?
I love it. This is so much fun.
This is like a form of payment.
Yeah, this is good. This is a form of payment.
So I heard that your dad was in prison. Did you know a lot of street guys in the Bronx?
What? Where'd he come from?
Who?
I didn't see nothing.
That got scary.
Can I use the bathroom for a second? Are we staying for a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna put Don on now.
You want me to hold it for you?
So we'll reset. Taking a shit mid podcast is nuts.
That's the first time that's ever happened.
Wow.
Now I'm back. Let's restart.
Yeah.
Where's this fucking?
Is that your thing, or is it just like you showing dominance?
No,
You know.
Vinny saw me and texted me and said, "What are you doing there? Come in the room. I gotta talk to you."
I never taking a shit before we're trying to rap is nuts.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
crazy.
hold on.
What? I got some rapid fire questions for you.
Let's do it,
If you're ready.
man. I feel like I lost 20. I'm not sweating no more.
That's good.
I feel like a male model.
There you go. You look
Hold
like
on, let
one
me take
too.
a sip.
Said no one ever.
I was gonna say this guy's fucking jokes teller, huh? Sabino.
All right.
Joe, keep an eye on this guy right here.
All right, this or that. You ready? Take your time. You good?
Take your time.
You
Yeah,
sure?
I'm good.
All right. Mobster or FBI agent?
FBI agent.
Every time?
Every time I play a cop.
Okay. New York pizza or LA sushi?
LA sushi.
Wow. Yo, open the door again. Are you
Open
kidding
it
me?
up so you can smell like you just I just get in the tent. Oh, you know what? I mean, New York pizza is not a food to me. It's my blood. So I don't look at that like that. So
You need your blood.
you throw a wrench in my system. I'm
He's
gonna
a
have a beef
traitor.
with you.
That's a
Next
traitor.
question.
Sopranos or 24?
Ooh, you know, is there could I say why?
Yeah, of course.
I just think Edgar, the role on 24, was a way different like character that was like more of like a harder acting role than playing a New York thing. It was I know you've never seen it, but when you do watch it, you'll understand the difference in roles.
Sopranos or Entourage?
Sopranos.
Would you rather play a funny guy or a tough guy?
You know what? I love to play a funny guy. I've done 100 movies. Every time I play a thing, it's a mean, serious role. And I think I'm opposite in real life. I think I'm funny or nice, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for it.
You're not that funny.
Still waiting for it.
No, so in life, I may be like funny, but every role I get, I'm like the serious, hardcore dude. I can't be funny. Can you help me?
East Coast winters or West Coast
Whatever
summers?
it is, it's West Coast fucking earthquakes. I can't take these East Coast weathers. No. What was the question?
You're spoiled now.
Yes. East Coast or West Coast what?
East Coast winters or West Coast summers? It's easy. That's an easy one.
Where'd you hire this guy? Who hired him? Sabino, I think it's time for you to go
West
for a younger
Coast
man.
winters or East Coast summers?
East Coast summers. Come on.
I agree.
There's nothing
I
like
agree.
summer in New York.
I agree. You insulted him a little bit. You offended him, but yeah, I would think that way better.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Italian deli sandwich or a steak?
Italian deli sandwich, by far.
Wow,
Every
that's
day.
actually crazy.
Every day of the week.
Nice steakhouse?
No, I'm not a big. I don't like steak that much in general, but I would have an Italian sandwich. Roast beef, rare, fresh mozzarella, a little bit of mayo, maybe a roasted pepper or two. No balsamic and all this stuff that you hot honey. No, just give me straight up, real deal stuff.
Real deal roast beef.
Roast beef,
mayo.
yeah.
Like a real Italian.
Yeah. Go ahead, next
All right,
one.
Sunday sauce or Saturday barbecue?
Man, where do you get these? You're good.
I wrote these down right before.
I thought it was gonna be easy. Like, oh, okay, this is hard. Oh man.
Saturday
Okay,
barbecues are nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Saturday
The
barbecue,
glizzies.
they're great.
You look like a glizzy gobbler.
Yeah, you look like you love hot dogs.
I love hot dog. I like the footlongs without the bun. I'm keto.
He's too sharp. He's too sharp.
But I gotta go with the barbecue.
Yeah.
Nothing like a burger on one of those buns. Everybody's drunk.
Yeah.
You know, you smoke beer on everyone.
You smoke beer?
Smoke beer, yeah. No, like the smoked burger, you know, you burn it. It's way done, and you go, I'll still eat it. The
Nah, I don't like
cheese.
it like that though. You like
But
it
you're
burnt?
drunk at the barbecue. You're
Are
not
you
going
one
to
of
eat
those
it.
guys that like ask how everybody wants a burger? So no,
No, I go click, eat it. You know, oh, this is good. Don't go home. Go make it at your house. Have your wife make it.
But to say Saturday barbecue is more Medigan. You know Medigan? What that means?
Animal.
Yeah, same thing.
We're not animal.
Nah.
We got to go back.
Yeah.
But the problem is the Sunday gravy's good.
What'd you call it?
Sunday gravy.
Oh, yeah.
No, gravy.
If that door wasn't open, we got
What
to
are
make
you,
sure
nuts?
it's open now.
My God, you
How
guys are
dare
rookies.
you
And what
call
you
it gravy?
don't even watch TV. You don't even know what 24
You
is.
make
Marajan.
pizza. You make
And my new
pizza.
word, Sabino, Marajan.
Bro, I'd rather never watch TV than call it great.
I know. We don't
What are you,
even.
nuts?
Great. You know, wait, listen what I did. We were at a place called Angelino's House in Mozzarella in Jersey yesterday, right? For the Paisan Con, right? Which was kind of fun, right? It was more intimate, a real cool
had a good time?
crowd. I had a great time, man.
What's it
Really-
called? GeepCon?
Paisan Con? Oh. So I thought it was really fun. You know, there was David Provo, Mike Starr.
The only guys I liked were you guys. David Proval, Louie.
Yeah, because there's nice Fazools coming in, huh? You want a picture?
You know what?
25,
Honestly,
bang 'em out.
I gotta be honest. It wasn't even about the money. It wasn't.
I'm messing
I
with you,
just
I'm
loved
Hey,
that they.
we're just trying to be funny, by the way.
Let me know when that's gonna happen.
If
Marajan, he told me
you
to-
keep waiting, it'll happen.
So anyway, get back to gravy. I caught that. I was like, anyway, so no, but you know, so anyway, the guy who Angelo's house in Mozzarella, when I got here, he goes, "I'm gonna make you a Sunday gravy, right?" I'm like, this guy in Jersey making gravy. He came out with the gravy, with the ribs, the brajol, the sauce. You know what I'm saying? The gravy. That's gravy because it's made with meat. Right. I know the difference between you rookies, young bucks. Yeah. You say sauce. Hey, marinario sauce.
Marinario.
It's I heard him say it upstairs. Give me marinario on Louie's chicken parmesan. I was like, fuck, are we in Brooklyn? So gravy is made with meat. Sauce is made without. Pizza sauce. I call it all gravy.
Right.
Marangyang.
Yeah. That's one last one. Medigan.
Medigan.
There you go. Last one. Working with DeNiro or Pacino?
Pacino all day. I'm not, I was never a big DeNiro fan. Not that I don't think he's a great actor, but Pacino, I mean, you're going back from Dog Day to Scarface, from The Godfather. I mean, look how different his roles are. De Niro plays, oh, I'm going to hit you in the next movie. Every movie's the same, right? Taxi Driver, most of them, besides The Godfather. You look at Pacino, I mean, look at through his career. Scarface to The Godfather. Compare those two roles.
Right.
One is as sedated, one is as crazy as can be, right? Dog Day Afternoon. I mean, his body of work early on, what? Scent of a Woman. Dick Tracy, even though you may go, oh, his role in Dick Tracy was absolutely, it was cool. I don't know, I'm a big Pacino guy. I like him. And I see him once in a while in Beverly Hills walking around, dancing.
Does
through the
anybody
air with-
bother him? No.
Nobody bothers him. They love him. He's like 88. Who's bothering him?
God bless him.
Sure. He's still
And he's
pumping.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like a young kid, like an 8-month-old baby or something, right?
God bless.
Guy,
God bless him.
he's a legend, you
He's a
know.
legend, you know. And
Legendary piece too.
And you know what's funny about him? When you watch his interviews, he's not some screaming, bitter guy. He's like this fun, nice, older guy. He
I
loves
just feel like you don't like DeNiro, but you
I
can
just
say-
never did. Like I was never, you know, like I said earlier, like I like some of Scorsese's or Coppola's movies, but I'm not this guy who goes, oh, I'm Italian, so I gotta love Scorsese or Coppola. I'm an Oliver guy, you know. That's him.
We should talk about director's cut.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Donnie, want to come over here and sit with me?
Yeah.
Come here. Come over here.
All right, yeah, if that works.
Yeah, is that
Yeah, right here.
sit on his lap and, and give him 3
He's got a
wishes.
special. He's got a special seat for you. There you go. You maybe
By the
wanna-
way-
maybe take that pillow out.
But,
No, I like this. An armrest. No, we keep it.
all right.
by the way, to stop glorifying rats, the black on black is just
It's custom.
Diabolical.
XXL. You know,
Throw that out
XXL.
there. Throw that out there.
It's
Make
nice.
it say-
Listen,
Yeah, size medium.
Omerta.com,
Big
right?
shout out to Omerta.
I wear like all your stuff all the time. Funny story, but your brother, business part. I don't know if he's like your real brother. 'Cause
Brother.
you guys don't look alike. You guys
We are all brothers, yeah.
okay? So he stopped me, and then that's how I met Morgan Wallen. Crazy story.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Chris bodyguards for some very
big people.
popular
Yeah.
people.
Amazing.
So yeah, I mean, and it's funny because with the Rizzler, when I met the Rizzler, I was wearing the Stop Glorifying.
Yeah, the rat shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna wear it today too, but I was like, I couldn't find it.
Well, just in case you did, is why I wore the black on black.
There you
No
go.
one has
There you
this
go.
but
It'd
me.
be different.
that's 101.
It's a 101. Yeah.
Nice.
You should start selling them.
Size
right?
medium,
Yeah.
cuz size medium.
Size medium.
I don't know.
2X. We got you.
Remember when we did
Send
a
the care
photo shoot
package
together
out.
with
Here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so if we go to director's cut, the whole
Yeah.
when I started, you know, I wrote a movie, directed a movie that this guy stars in. He gets to kill a bunch of people in it. When we started the ideation for the movie, Lou flew out here to do some stuff, and right in the back of the liquor store,
Is that how it started?
I shot a video of him with the sunglasses, kind of jumping into character, and I used this like little 1-minute video of him laughing, and I started using that as the first pitch
Well, you're
tape.
Saint in the back.
Yeah,
That's
Saint,
pretty
right?
sick, no?
yeah.
Saint.
So it all started
So it
right
kind of
here.
started right here.
Yeah,
That's what we said.
So like,
you
what do I
guys get
like,
the residual check.
I get 2, 3. I get 2, 3. I'm happy
Still
with
waiting
getting
for a
2,
couple
3%.
points. Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
Joe,
I
pay him
put
at the end of the event, Joe.
Joey.
Joe looks like he's gonna pocket it. To be honest, he looks like a guy that the envelope never goes around. You know, it just stops right
The buck
there.
stops there.
Malikian.
stops there.
But that's great. So tell us a little bit about the movie.
The movie is it's a horror. It's a slasher film about a band that gets hit up by a director on social media, and he offers to shoot a music video for free, lures them out to the woods of Pennsylvania, and they don't make it back. And you know, Spoiler alert. I mean, it's a horror film, so the movie's not about people getting killed. There's a story beyond all that. That's the elevator pitch. You watch it for other things. But when I was coming up with the film, it was during COVID, and I talked to Louie for years. As he said earlier, I met him through his cousin BJ. And when I was working in the music business, I was shooting music videos, and I really wanted to break into the film business as a director and a writer. I shot a couple of pilots, and every step of the way, I'd call Lou. I'd say, Lou, listen, he was one of the guys, I'll say this, you were talking before about Hollywood guys and how they treat people. Well, I was working in the music business. I go out to LA once a month, and his cousin Beach was like, you got to link up with my cousin. And he was the first person that I knew that made it, that left New York and was a working actor. And he would pick up the phone. And a lot of those guys, and you know who you are, you don't pick up the phone for people because you're on that celebrity level. And Louie would always pick up the phone. He would always talk to you. He'd always come meet you out, cup of coffee, whatever. And for years, we would talk about the business, and I never got a chance to work with him. So when Director's Cut happened, I was building this character who's this really creepy, sinister serial killer.
Louie vibes.
I started off with an Uncle Buck.
Basically, Louie.
Louie vibes. Yeah, big time Louie vibes.
You guys were saying funny FBI. I'm like, no, creep that kills people.
That's funny because I wrote a role as a real low-life, crazy killer,
Yeah.
That's you. I was like, oh, my man.
But I mean, in all honesty, knowing him in person, I gotta say, it's like he is very funny. You know, he has a great energy. It's lively.
he's
but at
good.
the same time, if you fuck him, you know, it's gonna get serious.
Rightfully so.
It turns into Joe. It's like, you know, quick. So
I feel like I'm on a fine line. That's why Joe showed up today. It's like, listen,
Malikian.
You love that word, huh?
I just
you got
engaged.
one more box to check, and then, you know. But
So,
no.
so talk to us a little bit about the release. When is it coming out? Where
Well,
can
it
we
came
find
out. So we had a theater release on Halloween last
You
year.
invited me too. I remember.
did.
I remember
I did.
You were
something.
busy.
Yeah, you were busy. Four premiere parties,
Eating
red
fucking
carpet. This
cheese
guy
and
couldn't
not
make
coming
one.
to promoting Formaggio.
Formaggio, he's home. He's home watching 23.
Yeah, no, 23.
Catching up.
No, you know, I was,
Yeah.
I was
You and
rewatching
Mario.
my own
He was
podcast.
watching him and
Yeah.
Cooge.
I was like, look how I look.
Cooge, how good do I look? You look so good.
He's like, so as you're studying
Big Joe looks good too.
as you're studying podcasts, we did a bunch of events in New York. We came out in 100 theaters. It was an independent film, no studio. We self-financed. We came out in 100 theaters. New York was our premiere, and that was on Halloween. And then on March 18th of this year, it came out on VOD. So if you want to watch the movie, you can see it on any device. You can see it on YouTube. You can see it on Amazon, Apple TV, Xbox. It's everywhere.
Xbox?
Yeah, because it's a VOD release, so you can rent movies on Xbox and
nice.
watch them there too. So it's Director's Cut 2024. That's how you look up the title. We have a website, directorscutmovie.com, which you guys will probably put somewhere on the
Yeah, we'll put it in,
podcast,
yeah.
you know.
Well,
There you go.
I have to say one thing too about Donnie. I know Donnie a long time, right? He's an Italian-American filmmaker, right? The guy always comes up with more creative ideas than gangster stuff. He never comes to say, we want to do a gangster. Italian-American, you know, he might have wrote the book, the Columbo book, which is massive.
Yes.
Right? But every time he comes with a project, it's no gangster. And usually Italian-American actors will say, I want to make a gangster movie. This guy goes so out of the box, makes these such creative movies. And that's one thing I love working with him about. As an Italian-American, I don't want to play gangsters. I'll be honest with you. I'd rather play this. And working with him, he comes up with these amazing ideas. He came to me with this movie, and I'm like, we got to do this. Like, this is a real role. And everything he does as an Italian-American filmmaker, as a director, he's so opposite of what everybody else is doing in New York as Italian-American directors.
We
And
need
I
that
love
though.
it.
We need that though.
We need that from, and that's why I'm behind him, whatever. I've been behind him for 20 years. Like I said, anything he needed, I would always be like, I'll get him actors for his short films. This is 20, 15 years ago. And I would always try to move him forward because he's not the same old.
Right.
You know, and he's extremely
like that.
creative. He's a great guy.
It's in our history. You know, you had, Fulci and you had Dario Argento. If you guys go back into the annals of Italian filmmaking, from the 60s and on up, there was some very successful Italian filmmakers that were doing horror.
Italian-Americans?
No, Italian.
Oh,
from Italy. Yeah, from the Italian. Yeah, so Italy's, it was a big hub for, in Hollywood, there was a lot of guys that went to Italy to go film stuff. You guys know the term spaghetti western, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That comes from the fact that Clint Eastwood could not shoot these films in the States and people didn't really believe in him. So he got an Italian producer, said, listen, I'll do this.
They love Clint Eastwood in Italy.
Yeah, that's makes
Then
sense.
he made it. He brought the work there. They had the landscape of in Italy that could look like it was the Wild West.
mountains,
So he
yeah.
said, look, if you shoot these films here and you employ our people, we're going to give you the money and we'll do these. So that's how the term spaghetti western came out.
Right.
Yeah.
But you definitely got to check out Director's
I
Cut.
learned so
mean,
much today, by the way. Feel nice.
Get off the podcast and go watch or read a book.
Read my book. Read Columbo.
Read Columbo book.
Speaking of books.
But again, you
Speaking of
definitely
books.
got to check out. I'm telling you, Mr. Director, it is such a unique. It isn't just a horror film. It's more in the world of a psychological thriller as well.
Yeah.
It's not just horror like Jason. It's like he came up with this, and then as he started telling me more about the franchise path, and I'm like, wow, it's like an anthology of like an origin story that why this guy does this and how it started. It's kind of really.
I'm finishing up the sequel script right now for Producer's Cut.
Yeah, I'm gonna
which
get a big.
follows
I'm gonna get a big
Are
raise.
you writing it?
Yeah,
He's getting
I'm
a
excited.
huge raise.
You're currently writing or you're filming?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm writing right now. Yeah.
Joe
We just
so sarcastically. He's like,
I think Joe wants a role in that next one.
we'll work on
Oh
it.
yeah.
How many times you say that? Yeah, I'll work on it.
I'm working on
I'll talk
it.
to my
Everybody,
team.
listen. I
Let
mean,
me kill him, Donnie.
you constantly get hit up, especially as a writer. It's a really weird position. Sometimes people come to you and they're like, "Oh, my story, my life story," and I think they think that I have like $10 million in the bank and I could spend 7 months writing their life story for free.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. Like I actually pay my cell phone bill and my rent like everybody else. So it's a tough job. I mean, I make about as much as a pizza delivery guy as a writer. It's not something that you all of a sudden get the money.
You need that really big break
You
to
do.
to change. The
But I don't do it for the money. I do it because I love to do it. If you come to the film business, thinking all this glamour and you're going to get this big payday, you got a lot to learn.
I'll stay here, cause
Yeah, you're good here. My trailer, he rented a car for me. I was sleeping in front of the car, in the front of the hotel in the car with my wardrobe on.
We got him a hotel
Yeah, but
across the street from the mansion. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy was set up.
you had to embody the character. character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was almost embodied. I was in the car frozen. It was November.
Can never
I
make
had
this
a
guy
short-
happy.
My
huh?
friend was going to Arthur Avenue, bringing cannolis to set.
He
Like
bought me
it was
the rest
fine.
of the
It
crumbs.
was fine. It was fine.
Listen, you didn't sleep well, but at least you got
I
cannoli,
didn't
right?
sleep well. I didn't get paid well. I had to put up with him. Maragian, my life is a fucking douche.
Yeah, those guys.
Joe, make sure these guys, we get to pay for the... I heard they paid Big Vinny a lot of money to be on this podcast.
The check's coming in the mail, then. It's coming.
He just
Don't
texted me
worry.
and saw me on Instagram. Hey, you with Sabino? Ask him for the...
He's from Westchester. I know you guys don't like that. I
No,
know
no,
you guys have
he's
a thing.
from...
I'm
he's
from Westchester.
He's from New Rochelle.
That's Westchester.
West
Rochelle.
New Rochelle.
New Rochelle. I know you guys don't like people that are from suburban
Yeah, you're
territory.
We don't like
You're upstate,
anybody.
pretty
We don't
much.
like
Yeah,
anybody.
I know.
You can call it whatever you
call it
want.
the
I'm
Boondocks.
from there. I'm from wherever you want me to be. But
I don't know, but
I
what
like
it is,
living there.
when you're a Brooklyn person, you just don't like anybody. You just like always like Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
a Bronx guy. I like everyone.
Yeah.
Bronx, yeah.
But that's why you left.
That's pretty gangster, bro.
I just like it. That's again. That's like that.
If you say I'm from the Bronx, Bronx.
What does this
You're a
mean?
real
What
tough
does this
guy.
That's
mean?
what I
He's
do
been
to
in
my
LA
daughter.
for
That's what I
33
do to my
years.
daughter. I go BX. It stands Bronx. She goes, "What are you doing? Stop doing that." I go, Bronx.
The most zesty Bronx I ever heard in my life.
Bronx.
Yeah, it's zesty.
Bronx. All right. On that note,
It's a jingle for a TV
Yeah,
show.
check
guys.
out Mr. Director. Check out 24. He's never seen it. It's 47 years old. Let's stick to.
send Louie a couple of dollars.
I mean, I'm doing my OnlyFans.
Go buy his pizza, do the
I got
right thing.
sauce, yeah, go buy my pizzas.
No,
go
but watch
see-
the movie. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that are Italian American that watch horror movies
Yes,
out
yes,
there.
yes.
And if you
And
guys
just
do,
support your
you know.
Italian Americans. Italian American actor, director.
We
writer.
played at Paisan Con on Friday night to a packed house.
Packed
it was
house,
really
yeah.
good.
Amazing.
So, you
It was
know,
great.
it's fun. Going out and promoting this kind of stuff is great. We appreciate you guys putting us on.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
Thank
been
you,
here
fellas.
So
for
we'll
5 years.
send you guys the bill then.
I've been
Since you
here.
mentioned it like that.
Let me tell you something. I did this podcast when fucking King Kong was a chimpanzee. You had one follower, and it was him.
I was
Are
behind the
you kidding?
camera.
I was screaming out the window, "Azazia!" We were yelling, and remember, you were very infancy stage. And you know what the funny part about that is? Our project was at its infancy stage the same day.
Yeah.
And now we're both here 5 years later. You're extremely
Yeah,
successful.
full circle.
It came
No,
full
it literally, the first thing I filmed was
swear, I'll
really
show
in the
it to you.
backyard.
We're gonna show it to you.
That's crazy.
Well,
You
look how
know?
far you
Isn't
come,
that
Lou.
cool?
Look
But I
how
find
far
it
you
great
come.
that we kind of, and that's going to sound cheesy, but we kind of grew together. You know what I'm saying? When you did yours, we were infancy, we were in it, yeah.
Well, you went from the Sopranos to the grown-up Italian podcast.
Yeah, like
Man,
you
I
should
feel
like.
so great. I feel like Joe Gambino. I
Joey.
feel like Mario, little Mario. He came right over to me at Paisan Con. Hey, Louie. I was like, hey, Mario.
You want listen? You want to take him back with you now? Like, go ahead.
In a suit. I always say.
Wait, but the funny part about
Mario's in a
Mario
suit.
is, as he came that day when we were here, you just met him. You became good friends with him and have him on the show.
I don't know if we say good friends. let's not.
Bon ami.
Let's not go. You know.
No?
All right, guys. Listen. Thank you all for checking it out. Follow Lou. Check out Director's Cut and everything else, and send us a check in the mail.
Yeah, boom.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.